Hi friends, Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and Razzie and I are here today to talk to you about some really great books that I think you might like. So a couple weeks ago I did a segment on books about books that was so much fun I thought, why not do another one? There are tons of books out there that are about, well, books. And a lot of times they're very fun to read. So I picked three more that I think are really wonderful and that you might like a lot. So the first one is called The Bookish Life of Nina Hill, and that's by Abby Waxman. And I have to say that this was actually one of my favorite books so far that I read this year. It's absolutely hilarious. It's super fun. I did identify with this main character a lot, but even so, it's just a really, really fun book. So it's about a story about a girl named Nina who is a super introvert. Doesn't like being around a lot of people. She keeps to herself. She's really into trivia. She works in a bookstore. So she always grew up as a single child in just a family with her mom. Well, apparently she had a father that she never knew about, and he dies. And once he dies and she finds out who he is, she discovers she has this huge extended family that she never knew about before. Brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, you name it. So now this introvert has to deal with all these new people in her life. And it's about how she deals with that. It's about family. It's about books. It's about connecting with other people. And it's really fun. Nina Hill, the character in the story, is super hilarious. And she's just really fun. She's kind of eccentric. And it's just a wonderful book. That's The Bookish Life of Nina Hill. Okay, the second book I have for you is called The Air Affair by Jasper Fforde. Now, this is actually the first book in a series. I can't remember how many are in the series, but it's at least 5 or 6. And it's set in Great Britain in 1985, but it's in an alternate universe where time travel is routine, happens every day, and literature is taken very, very serious. So the main character in this, whose name is Thursday, is a special operative in what's called a literary detection agency, and she solves literary crimes. And in this case, in this first book, somebody is kidnapping characters from classic stories, and she has to investigate this. Jasper Fforde is hilarious. This book is really funny. It reminded me a lot of Monty Python in the type of humor that it is, but it's also just a really great story about stories and the characters in them. If you're looking for something different, I would absolutely recommend this book, The Air Affair. And then if you like it, you can read the rest in the series as well. Now, lastly, I'd like to talk about this book, which is called The Words Between Us by Erin Bartels. This book really hit me emotionally. It was so beautifully written. It's about a woman named Robin who runs a used bookstore. Actually takes place in Michigan. Want to mention that. And her parents are these notorious criminals. They've been in jail. She doesn't have any contact with them. But it's also a love story because when she was in high school, she fell in love with this boy and they connected over this love of books. They had a falling out and she hasn't heard from him in years. Well, she starts to get the impression that he's trying to come back into her life again, and the story takes place in alternate chapters where one is set in the present day and one is set in the past where she's meeting this boy and they become involved. So it's really great because you can see their relationship, how it started, what went wrong, but you're also experiencing her life now and how she's dealing with the pain of what her parents have put her through. And it's an amazing, amazing story. And I want to read you just this one little section because this was the paragraph that sold me on this book. Because even though it's about a bookstore, it absolutely reminded me about how wonderful it is to work in a library and to be able to recommend books to people and how special that is. Okay. A dozen or so books are plucked from the shelves and carried off to new homes. I send each one with a silent charge to live inside the reader in that long, drawn-out conversation across the miles and across the ages. This is the impulse that led me to open a bookstore to begin with, to connect people with friends who will not fail them. Shy child, This is Madeline Langla. She understands you. Overworked parent? This is J.R.R. Tolkien. He wants to take you on a trip. Budding conspiracy theorist? This is George Orwell. He believes you. Betrayed friend? This is Alexandre Dumas. You are right to be so angry. Wow. This book is really all about relationships, yes, family relationships, romantic relationships, but it's also about the power of books and the power of stories and how books can be friends. It's absolutely amazing. And again, that's called The Words Between Us. Well, that's what I have for you guys today. I hope that they sound wonderful to you. If you do like them and they sound interesting, please feel free to put them on hold. They are all available at the Farmington Community Library, and you can pick them up during our curbside service hours. Thanks so much and have a wonderful week.